Welcome to the Pinnacle Timeout podcast with the amazing James and Freya from ECS. First of all, Diamond Coin Gang, can I get a high five?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Very nice, very nice.
Are you impressed?
Someone else exists, but are you double diamond or just
I'm
single
not
diamond?
double diamond.
Ah, so you're still a pleb then.
But seriously, you've done great. You've got double diamond. Freya, I saw your video. You're not quite as good.
No, not quite. I do feel quite excluded right now. Not a Diamond Coin Gang. I did get a gold at the Face It Major though, before the diamond came in. So I'm feeling like I'm getting there. I'm getting there very slowly.
I'm just holding on to this for as long as possible, trolling absolutely everybody because once the next major comes along, who knows?
You're stringing it out.
I try really hard on those things though. Like I really sit down and think like, and I was so close. I needed like 3. I was hanging on by a string, like the quarterfinal, semi-final, and then final. Obviously, everyone needs a final to go the way. So
yeah.
But I got there, so I'm just talking mad shit now.
So is that kind of a method to your madness, or is it just go with your gut?
No, it's like I look at the like you got to look at the history, the head-to-heads, the form, like how they've been playing, the recent matches and so on. But the form, especially the form. In the vacuum of like 2 weeks, I think it's really important to try and figure out who you think is going to win, because the results on paper are all well and good, but if you don't have the form and how they've been looking in the matches, I think that is very telling as well. So that really has to be taken into consideration.
Okay. And Fred, do you have like a secret formula that you get the Excel spreadsheet out?
Well, so myself and my friends, we all go on Discord together and we'll do them together, which definitely adds a bit of peer pressure into it, because I think I put Liquid as to win the Berlin Major, which I think was there was some method to that, I think.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, it was reasonable. I mean, it should have happened. Yeah, everybody else put Liquid to win, so I feel like I was kind of pushed by that. So next time I'm going to do it all on my own, because I'm going to get a diamond coin. I'm going to do it. I'm determined.
Last time we were here in Arlington, you were an interviewer. You've kind of transitioned to a desk host now. How have you developed into that role? How have you found the different environment?
It's fantastic. Honestly, I was super nervous the first time I did it, just because, Machine is incredible as a desk host. It was really big shoes to fill. And it was very, very different to what I'd done before. It was sort of quite a big reliance on sort of being spontaneous and being able to sort of do things on the fly. Whereas with interviews, I feel like you can do a lot of prep in those. But then again, it kind of depends on the interviewer you get. Some guys don't want to talk that much. Some guys are really happy to sort of go all out, tell you all their strats, everything, and sort of almost break down a match, which I really enjoy. But yeah, desk hosting is super fun because I feel like you get to do a little bit more analysis and you get to sort of be a part of sort of breaking down the story as well. And yeah, ECS I forget which season 7. There's been so many. It's crazy. It's crazy thinking I came in at season 5 as well. Like I've done doing 4 seasons of it. It's been awesome.
It goes quick, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Scarily quick. But yeah, I honestly, I really enjoy it. It was sort of, I feel like having nerves before you do something is a good thing because it keeps you very focused. Well, me personally, it keeps me quite focused and make sure that I was really prepared. Which I've been doing a lot of prep coming into this one because it's been a little while since I've done desk hosting. Last time was at ECS season 7 in London. Yeah, it is I had a moment the other day where it was like, I feel like all of 2018 was a pinch me moment. Like every time I did something, I was like, oh my God, pinch me, I'm dreaming. And it's kind of not worn off in 2019, but it's kind of become more normal. And then,
used to it.
Yeah, exactly, right. You kind of get used to it. And then I had a moment when we were filming some videos with Intel recently, and there was just another moment of like, oh my God, a year ago today, if you told me I was doing this, I'd have been like, no fucking way. No way am I doing this. But yeah, it's been a really, really interesting transition, something that I never thought I would do and something I never thought I was capable of doing. But yeah, it's really, really fun. I'm very grateful.
I mean, do you kind of miss the interviews ever? Like the Zywoo moment is kind of...
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, the peak of my career. Yeah, honestly, there is an element that I do miss doing interviews, but at the same time, I do do a mixture with sort of other TOs as well. Like I did the Omen Challenge recently, which is really fun because that was sort of a more sort of show matchy style tournament where it's just 1v1s and people were sort of in it for the banter. Like there was sort of no boundaries, which was
more
great.
Of a fun event, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they were really all the players were really good at sort of opening up and like having a bit of fun with it. I do miss the interviews, but I still get to do them for the online season of ECS. I'll do them every week with players that are sort of up for it and with the winners as well. So yeah, I think it's a really good mixture, and I also think it's really good to keep broadening your skill set as well. Not that I was getting too comfortable with interviewing. I think sort of Face It always kept me on my toes with like, okay, here's a new challenge, or throwing things at me, which is great. I love it. But when our producer said, okay, you're going to try desk hosting for this next event, my immediate reaction weirdly was, I don't think I can do it, or I don't think I'm going to be in the right position to do it, just because I thought it was going to be quite different to interviewing. But actually, it's not that different, weirdly, when you kind of think about it, because you are still sort of steering a conversation. You're not necessarily interjecting any of your own analysis, because the analysts are there to do that job, right? So yeah, the similarities were quite weird when I sort of done my first event and looked back on it and thought, oh, this is actually quite similar to interviewing, so you sort of need a similar skill set. I like how fun ECS is. I don't know, I feel like we're just like really loose with it, and like you can have a bit of banter and like kind of, and anything's open to do. Like I really like doing that, yeah.
Cool. Complete hypothetical. I'm an eccentric billionaire coming to esports. I've given you unlimited money to start up a new organisation. Who do you add to your juggling?
Oh,
Okay, so like a team,
players,
you're saying.
but you've got to run it together.
Oh,
You've got to make
okay.
the decisions together.
Okay, this is interesting.
All right. You
Who
can
are
go
we
first.
starting with?
What do you have in mind?
I don't
Like a
know.
region?
Yeah, I'm trying to think whether we want to do like, do we want to do an international thing? Do we want to do a phase? Do we want to just get loads of
Yeah, I think you
firepower
have
in
to do a
there?
phase for the
Yeah.
sake of, like,
We've got all the money,
yeah,
so we
doing
might as
big,
well.
I think you have to.
I mean, I'm going to be boring. I'm going to say Zaru because
Okay.
I just love
I
watching
mean,
him play.
It's difficult to argue against that.
No.
I'd get Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the two of them can do both. They can snipe and they can rifle.
Yeah.
And their game sense is immense.
I mean, you definitely look at his role now in Na'Vi with Guardian coming back. He's
Yeah.
picking up the rifle a lot more.
It's surprising. I think a lot of people thought that wouldn't go so well. I thought it would go really well because I think Guardian would find more comfort in Na'Vi and Simple. Like yes, he's exceptional as the AWP, but he's also amazing with a rifle. And Guardian can be exceptional with the AWP, and I would expect him to go back in that direction with Na'Vi. But anyway, okay, Zyra Simple. I guess it's your pick again.
I'm going to be careful of putting too many star players on one roster just because I think we did see that a little bit with FaZe when it was all these people's, they all wanted to shine.
Yeah.
But you can't all get Terry bombs in every single game, like it's just not possible.
Okay.
So I think maybe going with somebody, I don't know, like Glaive, just to give a bit of mindset and like...
Just calm it down.
Yeah, calm it down a little bit,
Bring it
keep people
down.
chilled.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, I also think like, maybe controversial, but like Stanislaw as well. I feel like he's really good at that, like keeping Eva Juniors quite chill.
Kind of in the IGL role.
Yeah. Obviously like a leader role, but like a very... Yeah, I think I'll go Glaive. He just always seems really chilled.
Okay.
I
I
like
would add
that.
effects as well.
Okay.
He's a clutch minister, and I think he's like he's the kind of the base rock that you build everything around.
Yeah,
So
I
One
agree.
more spot.
One more.
Yeah.
We've got to decide it ourselves between us. We've got to agree on one. I'm trying to think what we're missing. What are we missing?
well, we've got like basically double up if we want it.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't add another sniper. I mean, you could put an Olafmeister in there.
Ooh, I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for Olaf. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I
That's
think
fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
There we go.
That's good.
That's a solid team.
Good deal.
Yeah, I'd like to
I mean,
see
have you
that.
got any names off of that? What? Jay Freya Esports?
No.
No? Is that, okay, alright,
No.
sorry.
I mean, like, it's a billionaire.
Yeah, we've got to think of something good. We can
I'm
get
shocked
some
and
good
disgusted.
marketing in.
But billionaire esports. That'll be like, instantly better. But I respect your attempts. I don't really. It's terrible.
Cool. So, yeah,
that was really bad.
I'm never going to live it down now.
No.
It's
I'm sure
over
it's
before it
going
started.
for a while.
That's going to be like the Zaru no.
What have you got to say about winning this game?
No.
I saw the picture you tweeted out earlier with you and your comfy little.
Oh my god.
Oh, like the leg compression thing, yeah.
Yeah, what is that? Is that just?
It's for blood flow. So because people are sitting down all day, it's just to like encourage blood flow in the body, basically. So it's kind of like a massage bag in the sense that it could give you compression like around your foot, individually to your ankle, individually to your calf, to your shin, to your thigh, to like around like the back of your knee and stuff. Like all that was there's like a process where it basically started at the bottom and just now we're here, as they say. But it was really cool. Some people I think are more affected by it, and they said like you might have jelly legs afterwards. My legs were fine in that respect, but it was when you go to the doctor and they put that thing around your arm.
Yeah.
Check your blood pressure, just like that, but just for your legs.
Just for your entire
massaging. So it was
It looks
pretty cool.
intense.
Yeah, it was nice. Like I think there's probably, not to say it doesn't do anything. I'm sure it does. Like the massage thing they had for your hand as well. It instantly like to warm up your hands instead of those heat things. Which,
That was crazy. Like that made my hands feel like 100 times the size they were. Like I did not understand. It was so weird.
but that was better than like a heat pack, which gives you a sensation of heat, but doesn't actually make your hand warm to play better. So I think it's just like for health, basically.
Yeah.
But it was really awesome. I've never experienced like premier athlete gear before, so that was in itself just really cool.
I mean, did you try the chairs as well, or was that?
Well, the Herman Millers?
Yeah,
or?
the Herman Millers.
Yeah, they put me in everything. So the Herman Millers
you
were
went around
the
everything.
nice.
He was our guinea pig. Yeah, testing everything.
But in the, like, kind of like a sensory deprivation thing with music and stuff. But the chairs are pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's a good way forward, especially as a commentator, because we get put with gaming chairs, which they shouldn't really be. You're way too low to the ground in the gaming chair on a commentary desk because it squishes your diaphragm and stuff. But Herman Millers are the like step in the right direction, so that's a plus.
So that would be kind of useful for TOs to invest in. So obviously you just come back from China as well.
Yes.
Was that like a good first step in? Well, it's not really the first step because we had IEM Beijing and other things like that. Is it a good first stages of growing the Chinese scene?
That was the second year that Perfect World had done that event, and I was actually in Shanghai earlier this year with Starladder as well. But there's definitely growth from year to year. I would say significant growth in what you saw from the scale of the crowd, for example. So I put a video out on my Twitter just showing people so they could see how CSGO in China looks, because that's pretty much the biggest growth market for the game. I noticed actually, so the campaign which came out recently, it's like it has a battle pass, right? I think I'm level 863 or something like that, literally, because I've been buying, you can buy like 100 levels and you get loads of these items, but a lot of them are duplicates, whatever, so I sell them. And when I get the emails on Steam, it says like, XYZ bought your blah, 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 but loads of them are like Chinese symbols, which I noticed. So the game is definitely growing there. The fans were going absolutely bananas for Tai Lu. And they were cheering for other players and teams as well. Ken Yes is a superstar over there, so there's definitely growth in China, which is really good to see. I wasn't expecting to see they had like a bigger stage in the previous year. They put more work into the aesthetic of it, and they had all their custom gear and merchandise and so on, like little chicken in the crate and things, and there were loads of people there, and they were even waving to me when we were on the bus outside, which was pretty cool. So
Famous in China.
yeah, that was. I wish I could just talk to them.
So yeah, obviously you mentioned the shattered web operation.
Yeah.
I saw you playing on a quite a ratchet setup as well. I mean, have you been playing it as well, Freya?
Yeah.
How far through are you guys?
Oh, on the evening that it was, well, I think it was released at like midnight my time. I had to get the 10. Of course I had to do that. So I set up to 3 a.m. doing that, not good. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I'm not too sure about like the whole like character skins in the sort of esports competitive side of it. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with that, because obviously you've probably seen it as well on Twitter, all the screenshots of like spot the CT, and it's just like what is going on? Like you can't see it.
Crack,
It's coming up in our next segment, Spot the CT. But yeah, so you not a big fan of the skins, or have you got?
I like it. I think it's a cool. I think it's a cool addition, and it's definitely good to keep it fresh. I just think for the sort of esports competitive side of it, I don't know how that's going to be sort of navigated. I know that I think was it you that was saying that 3 Clicks Philip was talking about increasing the vibrancy,
The contrast
yeah,
of the players,
yes.
of the characters themselves, because you can do that independent of the lighting and the map and so on, which would be pretty smart. For me, it's interesting because if you look at, there are videos which have, is it Lieutenant Ava or something, the female they put into the game? If you look on YouTube at her sound files, there's like it's like 60 minutes long, just playing them one after the other, which makes me think maybe they're going to kind of lean towards a ping system like you have in Apex Legends. I don't know how that will work in CSGO. I mean, you wouldn't be able to replicate it in the same way, but she has so many commands that I think, like for language barriers like Europe and so on, maybe there's something to be had there, which is good for the game. But that's separate to the models. I mean, you can just do that with the normal characters. So it's interesting. I mean, if it's something which creates more depth for casuals, then that's good. But it cannot compromise the integrity of the competitive game. I mean, that much is clear. And I think, I would hope that they would understand that. I mean, I'm sure it's not their intention, but still, something's broken, needs to be fixed, and it better be fixed.
Okay, so you mentioned kind of broken stuff. Obviously, they updated a few mechanics. The Krieg Mara, is that been fixed now, do you think?
I think for me, the question is, has the value proposition changed of the Krieg? Because all that changes is the price, but has the value proposition changed? Yet you can't always, or I don't think you can buy it in the second round anymore, but that's only part of the problem. I still think that there's no, like if you buy an AWP, there's an economical impact for the output of the weapon when you buy it. With the Krieg, there isn't really over the AK, and you get a lot more utility. The scope, when you're scoped in and you're fighting, it's completely absurd. And I think like maybe put it at a price where the value proposition is changed to how it used to be. So there is like there's a give and a take, but right now there's just there's a give and there's no take. There's no penalty for buying a weapon over an AK. So the value proposition hasn't changed. So for me, the update is redundant in that respect.
Yeah. But all those hours I put in to learn the Krieg patterns, you know, I want it to be like a liege. I'm just gonna throw up some word associations. So I'm going to throw out a little concept that's been circling around the CSGO competitive scene. I just want to get your first thoughts, your initial reactions to it.
Okay, like one word or a sentence?
It's like a little phrase.
Okay.
So, crowdfunding prize pool.
Wait, who's both of us?
Both of you.
Okay.
You go whenever you want.
Crowdfunding prize pools could do.
Yeah, interesting. I think. Yeah.
Exclusivity leagues.
I don't really know too much about it. That's what I'm kind of. I feel like there's a lot up in the air at the moment, so I'm not really sure. I think you have to look into sort of more of the details about it.
Like, it should be open. I would say, like, people should be able to. There should be a path.
Yeah.
For the everyman.
Yeah.
Major minor systems.
More mixing.
Yeah.
Same. Esports awards.
Hard pass.
Esports in VR? Question mark.
Ooh.
No.
Not sure.
Full stop.
I think they did something at Katowice. I think I saw something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like drones or something, like in VR. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm making this shit up, but I thought it was weird. Maybe I dreamt it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe you can watch it in VR.
I feel like it's just for an esport to be an esport, it needs to be watchable. If people are playing in VR, what's the spectator experience like? Can't imagine it's going to be that good.
Okay.
And if you have to watch VR, the barrier of entry is way too high. So, no.
No, just full stop. Okay. Finally, after esports, how would you want your impact to be remembered, essentially? What's your legacy? What's the big goal?
Oh God,
I think my
that's
legacy
difficult.
is just being ridiculous at this point. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I think I've just gone too far with it. You know, with commentating in a scuba outfit and various other things, and just
So not
Devil
drawing
Walk's
them along
birthday
that.
party. There's just too much history already. I can't change it now.
And yourself?
I don't know. I feel like that's like a really deep question. A lot of people ask me because I'm 23, so a lot of people ask me the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I have no idea. I don't know what esports is going to be in 5 years. I have no clue.
I always hated that question.
Yeah.
When I worked in commercial real estate, we had this like business. I don't know what his title was, but he basically, worked with the boss and he would help people like be better employees or whatever. I saw him as a spy, to be honest. So he'd be like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, I don't know. I randomly went into that career from IT. Just like, how could I possibly, considering my career path, it's not like I've got some boring, just lineage. It's just like, it's random. So
I think it can make you really too sort of almost pigeonholed into something. Like 5 years ago, if somebody told me I'd be doing this, I'd have been like, no way, you're insane. Because I had no experience with public speaking, like literally no experience with what you would think you'd need for sort of a normal progression into this sort of field. But obviously esports is crazy and people are willing to take chances on stuff, which is great because that's what allowed me to get into it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like...
It's a dusty question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dusty pre-internet question for people who just have that kind of path, like, oh, my dad's an accountant, I'm going to be an accountant.
Yeah, it's very much like
not really like, I think there's a lot more opportunity out there. The world is smaller now. So I think it's a bullshit question.
It's just a generic job interview question.
That doesn't include you, by the way.
No, because that wasn't your exact question.
But I just go no. It's also a no. Yeah.
I'll pass.
Great. We'll end it on a bullshit question then. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's fine. It's fine.
James is a savage. That's what we've learned.
Thank you for joining us.